Hello and welcome to Local Gov Strategy TV. Today I'm joined by David Wilde, who is the Chief Information Officer of Essex County Council. Welcome, David.
Morning.
David, how is the Chief Information Officer role changing within local government?
Indeed. I think the Chief Information Officer role is becoming not just about technology, but also about information itself and understanding the true value of information and actually getting that back into the rest of the business. So beginning to think more in terms of what we can do with our information to improve quality of service, not just what are the devices that people are using on the desk or at home to actually gain access to systems. So that's quite a big shift in terms of both mindset and remit, because it moves us much more into legislation around compliance, around how you look after that information, and also much more into strategic thinking around how information and technology combined can actually help transform organisations.
We're in the middle of a technology and information revolution at the moment, which have resulted in new ways of information sharing, and online social networking is just one example of that. What do local authorities need to do to ensure that social media is part of their communication strategy?
First thing to do is embrace it. It's out there, it's real, and the population at large is using it. I think we in local government and in the wider public sector need to recognise that, accept it, and don't try and replicate it. Don't replicate something that's already paid for and it's already available. It's something that, to me and politicians that I deal with, it's a very, very easy way to significantly increase our reach into the people that we're here to serve. So let's use it. There's some very good examples out there where social media has been used to actually create whole new routes to actually provision service. And the great thing about it, it doesn't cost the taxpayer anything. So let's use that stuff, use it to its advantage. We have to be careful about how we manage quality of information on the back of that, of course, because as with all things, there is a risk around information being manipulated and used inappropriately. And it's back to my earlier point around the importance of information governance and understanding that and understanding what technology can do to actually help deliver both service and information to the people that really want it.
So taking an example of consultation, what is Essex doing to engage in more effective consultation with its citizens using technology?
Well, we've run a number of consultations via our website where we've put information out and sought responses back from the public. We've actually just recently done that for the strategic objectives for the council going forward. We're revisiting them because the current objectives are about 4 or 5 years old, and we've actually been using social media and also a mix of the traditional and the more newer technologies to actually get feedback from our residents. Particular challenge in Essex, we have 1.4 million of them. So for us and certainly for our politicians, it's very important that we increase our reach and get a much broader set of feedback from the residents out there.
Many of your citizens will have computers, yes, but many won't. How do you include those who don't have computers or who do and actually can't use them very effectively?
I mean, in Essex, we've got a very successful public access PC network called the People's Network out there. We have almost 1,500 computers that are available to people through libraries and through various other sites that we have across the county. So those computers enable those that don't have computers at home to get access to the internet and actually do their work. We're going to build on that as well. Some of the work I'm looking at the moment is potentially developing a community computer scheme where our old equipment could be recycled and given back out to charities to actually broaden reach, again, for access to the internet and access to technology for those that are in the digital divide. It is a real problem, we do recognise it, but we are taking a number of steps to sort of address that.
How can technology and the way we handle information achieve better savings in these times of austerity?
Some of the examples that we discussed earlier around things like reaching better democracy through self-serve channels, frankly, they're cheap. They're cheap to market. They can reach large numbers of people at much, much lower cost than alternative means of communication. Saves money. In terms of transactional services, increasing the ability for the public to serve themselves actually saves money in local government. I think the other thing though, more importantly I think around the transparency agenda, is if we are able to get across to the public the true cost of service and the real decisions that they need to make with us on the future provision of service, if we can get that across in a more transparent fashion, we can have some of the difficult conversations that we need to have around the cost of some services we deliver today. The worst thing we can do is go out there, cut services and not get across the wider rationale behind it.